All right, can we talk about the big Borderlands event today?
Sure, they showed more Borderlands gameplay.
Yep.
It's looks like Borderlands to me.
It looks real good to me.
Good.
It looks fine.
No, it looks real good.
Looks fine.
It looks good.
It looks
fine.
good. Just say it looks good, Wombat.
It looks so good. I still have an erection from when I first watched the trailer.
It's impressive.
I know. My erection, yes, it's very impressive.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
You know what was also impressive?
What?
The Randy Pitchford's Twitter freak out.
His
right
Trumpian
afterwards.
Twitter freak out?
It wasn't that. I don't know. How bad was that? Well, let's describe it.
18-parter.
It was an 18-part tweet because...
No, it was more than that.
Because Game Informer
it was more than
accurately
that, but
reported on the type of buyable content there's going to be for this game.
Right. Randy was, doing this big presentation where they showed, all this gameplay and I think a new official trailer. And at the end of it, the reaction, of course, from the crowd was really hyped up, and you can tell he was hyped up. And then he went on to say how this is going to be like the most polished Borderlands game ever because they've had so much time to work on it. And also went on to trumpet how it wasn't going to have, microtransactions. But then he went and he said, well, first he said, we're going to have skins and stuff like that, but we're not going to have microtransactions, which I interpreted as we're not going to sell you loot boxes. We have loot boxes in this game that you find, but we're not going to sell them to you. And we're not, with virtual currency. Mm-hmm. We're not going to have those two things. And then I guess Game Informer put up an article saying that, well, selling skins are microtransactions technically.
Not technically, it is.
They are, and so we're saying that. I guess
where it all started at.
Yeah, Randy misspoke on stage or something like that, and then Randy's now like, "You guys calling me a liar? You broke my heart, Fredo." And then he posted an 18-tweet manifesto about. How I think was about how he's fighting back against these types of microtransactions, and you don't understand how hard it is, and so it sort of broke his heart to have people call him out.
But they're still in the game,
right? But he just misspoke. I think
that's fine.
He misspoke twice. He misspoke during the presentation when he said there was no microtransactions. When what he probably meant to say was there's no virtual currency and we're not selling loot boxes. And then whatever he typed on Twitter afterwards was an
18-tweet misstep.
No, the 18 tweets, that part was fine. It was all the stuff that came before that where he
the 18 part wasn't.
That wasn't
whatever.
Fine.
It was sure.
That was at least like it looked like somebody from PR might have went through that.
I don't think so.
I might have went through it.
They're still going through his USB drive. PR
the only thing
is Twitter.
I don't know.
I think he typed that from medieval times.
I knew what he meant when he said it.
One grog too many.
I wish that he caught it and was able to correct himself, because what he was still saying, I thought, was impressive enough, saying, hey, we're not going to sell you. You could tell, like, before that, the lead up to that was all like, look, this is going to be Borderlands like you remember it. It's not going to be Destiny. He didn't say it's not going to be Destiny, but he kept emphasizing this is what you want, the fans. This is going to be like old Borderlands. And when I heard that, I'm like saying, okay, this is not Destiny. Shipwreck doesn't have to be worried.
Right.
And then he went right from that to talking about how we're not having microtransactions. We're going to have some skin, we'll have skins and stuff like that, but we're not going to have microtransactions, which
I saw a lot of people making fun of that because what was that game? Battleborn? Was that the one?
Okay. Yep.
How he kept saying how that game wasn't going to be a MOBA. It's not a MOBA. It's not a MOBA. And then the game came out and it was a MOBA.
Oh. Well, okay.
So it's not like there isn't precedence for him saying something isn't going to be something, and then it is that something.
I will say this. If they, regardless of what happened today, which was, it's hard to put yourself in somebody else's shoes.
This is going to be a persistent online-only multiplayer shooter.
He said it's not. He said it's not.
I know.
I think that he is being truthful. In his mind, he was being truthful because he's thinking, we're not selling loot boxes. We don't have virtual currency. And that's a big considering that 2K is the publisher, and you know how much success they have with those types of transactions, to have that not be in his game, he considers probably a big victory. Mm-hmm. And now to have that sort of twisted around and thrown back in his face was like upsetting, because he probably had to work hard for that. So I do feel a little sympathy for him in that situation. But
you're a nicer person than I am.
You do live events and you're not reading off a teleprompter. These are the challenges that you face.
You left your presentation at medieval times.
This is why people use a teleprompter, because it's hard. It's hard to speak off the cuff.
Well, I think people don't like to say that their game has microtransactions, even when that's what their game has as well. Like, even if they don't have loot boxes, they still don't like to say the word microtransaction.
Right.
Just because of the connotation, even though that's exactly what they're going to be selling.
He may just consider that cosmetics, not microtransaction. He may consider microtransactions virtual currency.
Correct. But consumers consider anything that they're going to have to pay for as microtransactions.
And I think we can all agree that if you have a disagreement with a journalist, and especially about like a video game presentation and something you said, maybe don't drop F-bombs in their direction in public. It's just not necessary, and it's not helping your cause in any way.
He's been like this forever, though.
It's weird. It's weird. I mean, look, he's created this huge franchise, and that's a lot of success comes with that, and certainly that has an effect on people's personalities.
Even before I think he was that successful, though, he had the same personality.
Right. Well, he is an entertainer, Shipwreck.
He is. And
I was entertained by his Twitter, his tweets. So,
yeah.
Good job.
Just make sure Borderlands 3 is good.
I think the message, the overall message from that presentation is not that Randy's a little off. It's that Borderlands 3 is going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty safe.
That should be the takeaway.
Yeah, that was my takeaway.